get to know what makes this club tick, you have to start from the top. I'm here with Barbara Partridge, the chair of Kings Heath Running Club. Barbara, thanks so much for making time to join us. So, take me back to the beginning. Every great community starts with a spark. What was the moment when the founders realized a club like Kings Heath Running Club was truly needed?
Well, I can take you back in time to, I think, 2009, 2010. And there's a school in Kings Heath called Colmore Junior Infant School. And it was a group of playground mums and dads who were all runners with varying paces, experiences. But what united them was that they were all looking for a running club to join. Um, and they couldn't find one. Some were intimidated by the traditional athletic club model. Others had tried running clubs before, but didn't feel that they fitted in for whatever reason, or they'd been told they were too slow. So, if you're aware, I don't know if you're aware of the expression, be the change you want to see. Well, they were the change that they wanted to see. And they set up Kings Heath Running Club. And the first people to join after that were people who had also been looking for a friendly and inclusive club. So that's how it all started.
That philosophy is powerful. So, how do you actually put that into practice? I've heard about the beginners programs that you have, things like the Couch to 5K and beyond is central to everything. What makes it different?
Our to 5K and beyond is so integral to our club now. And I think what makes it work is that it's a microcosm of the wider club where we embody support, inclusion, and also friendliness, really important. So any beginners program is an incremental program. You have small increases in the time spent running. So you make the physical and mental adjustments for running. So physical, you improve your cardiovascular capacity, your muscles start adapting to time on your feet running. Mentally, you believe that you are becoming a runner because you can see that you're becoming a runner. But what makes the Kings Heath Running Club 5K and beyond so brilliant is the volunteers at the heart of everything we do. We are absolutely blessed with our volunteers, and many of our volunteers on this program began running with this program. So they understand your worries about running with a club. They're invested in your success, and they will celebrate your success. Literally, they'll be alongside you every step of the way. And I think that makes a massive difference. You're being supported in person at these sessions, also remotely by emails and WhatsApp messages. I think becoming a runner is part of embedding a habit, and part of embedding a habit is identity change. And the best environment in which to do this is with like-minded people, your tribe, if you will. So, what I say is come for the running and stay for the connection and also the community, because that's what it's about. And I think that's the core of our to 5K and beyond.
That's a perfect lead in to my next question. You're a leading club with a huge spectrum of abilities. How do you make sure every single person feels seen? I'm especially curious about slow runners. It's a common fear to group running to worry about holding others back or being left behind. How do you tackle that specific anxiety?
Um, I lived that anxiety. Can I tell you about the first time I ever came to club? Um, So
Yeah,
I think
please do.
club was registered with England Athletics in around oh mid mid 2010, and I attended club for the first time in July 2010, and I was really nervous. I was really anxious. It was the summer. We were meeting in the park, and I was driving my car, and it was a right hand turn into the park. And I really remember distinctly there were three left hand turns. And at each turn, my hand was hovering to signal left and just do your turn and just go home. Um, so my anxieties were people nice? Um, would there be anybody who was my speed? Would I be left behind? Um, but I signaled right, I pulled in. And all the time I'm telling myself, you're not at school anymore. This isn't PE. It's not compulsory. If you just go once, and if you hate it, you never have to go again. But you can say, well, I ticked that box, tried it, wasn't for me. And I wasn't a beginner at this point. I'd run about 3 half marathons. I had previously lived in Kings Heath, so I knew all the roads. So, would I get left behind? Wasn't really a problem. I wasn't going to be lost. I could still find my way home. But it was just that anticipation and that fear about, I don't know, just being embarrassed or not 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 fitting in really. Um, so I got there and I was welcomed by somebody who turns out I consider to be now a lifelong friend. And I went for a run and it was great. And I came back the next week and the week after that and the week after that. Um, so yeah, that's how I started. So I get it if people say they're anxious and they have these worries. There's lots of barriers to running. It could be your experience at school, which was certainly my barrier. It could be a general anxiety about meeting new people, which I was also worried about. And what I'd say to people is be brave, and just try us out because it's life changing. But also to answer your specific worries about will I get left behind? If you're on a 4 mile run on a Tuesday, we've got a fantastic volunteer tail runner who is officially at the back of the run. So you won't be on your own. That's their job. And also, if you're running less than 4 miles, you'll be in the beginner group, which will be doing laps of the streets, laps of the park. And again, you'll have a dedicated volunteer to be with you. So you won't be on your own. You won't be left behind, and you will be looked after. No one gets left behind.
I remember the first time I actually came to club and I think my story is probably much similar to yours. That I'd run a half marathon, right? So I just completed that, and I'd never before prior to training for this half marathon, I never ran at all, but I
Mm.
generally actually enjoyed it. But so I wanted to actually take it to the next level, sort of thing.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
I never ran with people, and one of your members at the time said, King's Heath is there. Why didn't you try?" And I was so nervous. I said, "Nah, it's not for me. I'm probably not too slow. Oh, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be able to."
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
the volunteers at King's Heath were amazing. I came in first time. They stuck with me, taught to me virtually all the way around,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
then the rest is history, as they say.
Absolutely, for both of
Yeah.
us.
Um, it's actually incredible how this community is built up from the ground up. It also
Mhm.
makes me curious about all of you. Are you you know is that all our listeners, are they part of a running club, fitness group? What's the one that makes your community special? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're enjoying this story, please take a second to subscribe. It helps more than you know. Barbara, it's clear running is what brings people together, but the club's impact seems to go much deeper than just fitness. People talk about being a vital support network. How do you foster on that?
I think because support and inclusivity guides everything we've done, and that's how we started and that's how we go on. And the support starts the very first time you'll come to club. So a volunteer will greet you and explain what's going to happen on the run. You could be paired with someone of a similar pace, or directed to the Supported Beginners Club. And then from then on, it kind of builds and multiplies on itself because people have come to a friendly club and they replicate that by being friendly themselves to newcomers, and people look after each other and the people look out for each other, and that's the embedded culture in the club. It's brilliant. I'm so proud of it. um so what I've said is that you'll come for the running and you'll stick with us for the community and the support. Being part of the community means that people are invested in each other and they will give back to club. So you might volunteer for the club, in various different capacities. You might encourage someone to enter a race alongside you. You might be a member of our legendary cheer station for the Birmingham 10K or the Birmingham Half Marathon and encourage and yell at runners to uh, to run. Um, or you could take it up to another level and train as a run leader or to be a coach. Um, and it kind of all multiplies and builds upon itself. So I just want to tell people who are watching this right now that we have an awards night for the club, and a feature of that awards night is something, it's called the Wall of Love, and it's super corny and it's super lovely, and it's literally a wall where you have a piece of paper and you can express gratitude to someone who's made an impact on your running. And people walk into the awards night and people fill in the piece of paper. And by the end of the night, the wall is full of gratitude and love and appreciation. And we read out some of those slips on the night itself. And people take slips that have been dedicated to them home as their wall of love slip. But something that some people do is that they do like a general thank you, and there's one that I've kept from our last awards night 'cause I think it's just really relevant, and it's so lovely. Um, so I'll just hold it up to the camera so you can see. And what it says is, Kings Heath Running Club Awards Night. Thank you to everyone who offers a run, encourages someone to enter a race or just go for a run, and it says one little act makes all the difference, and it all accumulates. All these acts of kindness add up, and that's what makes the code just so fantastic. The culture, the runners, just the whole thing, just the whole thing. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
That is absolutely great. I have actually been to a couple of awards night, and I think they are. It's so inclusive. And sometimes at awards night, you get inspiration from people that are
Oh
doing
yeah,
things that
yeah.
you're not sure that you could do. I Probably about 2 years ago, I think, 2 years, I came to one awards night, and as I said, I did a few half marathons and I've done all right, but I always said I would never do a marathon. I
Hmm.
could not
Yeah,
do a
I
marathon.
remember.
All right, and there've been people around who are talking to me, "You could do it, you could train for it," right? And and last year, actually, I completed two marathons, and this year,
Fantastic.
as most of the subscribers will know, I'm actually training for the London Marathon as well. So from somebody that didn't run probably before COVID at all, right, and to the Kings Heath Running Club, it gives so much support, and because there's so many different types of runners there, from the slower runners who are just getting into running, and you can see your own story in there,
Yeah.
to to elite-ish runners who you think you
Hmm.
never reach, get far, but everybody's giving you motivation. Um, Okay, so the story of Kingsley's Running Club is so much more than putting one foot forward in front of the other. It's a masterclass in community building. It proves that when you lead with genuine inclusivity, you can create something powerful. Their success isn't measured by the average pace or of their runners, but by the strength, the bonds they've built. So my final question for you, Barbara, is what's next? What's the vision for the future of Kings Heath Running Club?
Everything that is club comes from the members, comes from our runners. So everything we currently do um, is based on what the runners have brought to the club. So the origin of the club, with people who wanted to create a club that they couldn't see anywhere else, to have that kind of creativity and that audacity, and to organising weekly runs, people who train as run leaders and coaches, volunteer for club, our fantastic 5K and beyond, our coaching program. We've got half marathon training, cross country running. We're part of the cross country leagues. Um, so everything we do comes from the club members. So, and those are all fantastic examples of how brilliant people are. So, my answer is I actually don't know. Um, because I don't know what's next. I don't know what will come up next, but it's the type of club where people's ideas are supported. So whatever comes next, I'm excited to see it and I'm excited to support it.
That's great to hear, Barbara.
Is that
I
okay?
know I've got to. Yeah, that's fine, right? Because obviously I've seen. I think coming after COVID, the activities were, I won't say less, but
Mm,
but today I can see it's almost doubled the activities. As you said, you've got half marathon training, you've
yeah.
got cross country training, you've got some the Tuesday and Thursday runs that go out, and I think also, is that some of the runs that go around, they're not official club runs, but a group of people, like-minded people that just say,
Yeah.
let's go out for a run. I've done that many of times. Um, okay. I just want to thank you, Barbara, and the entire Kings Heath Running Club for sharing their story. If you are around Birmingham, feeling inspired, I can't recommend them enough. I started running right from zilch, and I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm slowly improving. The everyday runner, the person over 50 trying to plod along, um, but it's steadily improving. So if anybody does want to join, I'll drop their links in to their website and socials in the description below. Um, I do believe they still. I'm not sure. Is that still on, Barbara? That you used to offer a free 21-day free trial? Does that still
Yeah,
go on?
absolutely. Yeah, 21 days. Yeah,
So if anybody is
try us out.
not sure about it, if anybody's not sure about it, right? They offer you a free trial. Go along, right? Try it out. If you're not sure, then obviously if it's not for you, you've lost nothing. But trust me, if you do go, you won't come back. You won't want to go back. So thanks again, and thanks everybody for taking time and watching this. And I'll speak to you on the next one.